Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's Thursday, it's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup. We're going to be talking about Disney 100, a brand new Korean original, and much more. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Okay, so let's start off talking about Disney 100. If you have fired up your Disney Plus app recently on your mobile device, you might have noticed a little change because now you have the Disney 100 logo comes up and it kind of merges into the Disney Plus logo. This is kind of the first time we've really seen Disney Plus kind of promoting Disney 100. This is an event celebrating the 100 years of Disney, which actually kind of officially happens in October of this year. But Disney kicked off the celebration at the D23 Expo last year, and they put like the Disney 100 logo before the Walt Disney Studio films, and they've been doing special events, including concerts, and they've been doing up the Disney parks and stuff with it as well. But it's been a very gradual rollout. There's been special merchandise released, but generally it's been a little bit lean on some of the stuff, especially on Disney Plus. We have got some shorts coming up in the next couple of months, but generally the Disney 100 just doesn't seem to have been celebrated that much on Disney Plus. But now we have this little logo. Hopefully that means we're going to start seeing some more interesting things dropping onto Disney Plus from the vault. You know, there's lots of stuff in there that hasn't been released. So hopefully I've got, you know, at least a little bit. But, you know, hopefully something happens with it. If this is the first time they kind of changed the logo. But this probably makes as well a lot more sense if they're going to be giving Disney Plus a bit of an update later this year when the One App experience rolls out with Hulu and ESPN, etc. So yeah, it looks pretty cool, but let me know. Are you excited about the Disney 100? Let me know in the comments below. Disney's also announced a brand new behind the scenes documentary called Tomorrow by Together, which is about the Korean pop group. And it's going to be all about them embarking on their first world tour, and it's going to be coming exclusively to Disney Plus around the world on July the 28th. We've got a new poster. We've also got a new trailer for the documentary. And obviously, if you are interested in this band, you're going to want to check it out. We've also got some interesting news regarding some removals from Disney Plus, because as we know, they removed a lot of content last month, including Willow, Big Shot. And they did say in an SEC filing that they're going to be removing some more content by the end of this quarter, which is the end of this week. And it looks like we've got an idea of what is going to start being removed. Now in America on Hulu, we can see now they're going to be removing Alaska Daily and also The Company You Keep. Doesn't look like that's going from Disney anytime soon, but things could change. The Company You Keep hasn't even arrived here in the UK. They've still advertised that coming in July. But it looks like they are going to be removing a whole host of Turkish originals, including a recent animated one about recycling, and they've also got in there My Apologies. There's a whole host of other stuff and pieces. Now this is currently being looked to be removed from Hulu in the US, and Canal Plus in France is showing that these have got a expiry date for the end of the week. It's just interesting the fact that they're all the Turkish ones, so they could end up staying on Disney Plus in Turkey. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Maybe they just found that there wasn't a big enough audience. But it also seems to be this kind of trend that we're seeing with Disney kind of retreating back to just kind of focusing on its global content. Bob Iger has spoke about this in the past. So we were worried about Disney removing another 400 million's worth of content. At the minute, it just looks like it's going to be this Turkish content. That's the only thing we can see being removed. Maybe Disney changed its plans after the backlash that we've seen before. But I would also say, you know, if a series that comes out gets cancelled after one season, it's very likely to end up getting removed. So yeah, if you haven't seen all of Alaska Daily or The Company You Keep, you might want to check them out pretty soon, because they could just vanish. They might even not even release The Company You Keep. But at the minute on Canal Plus, Alaska Daily is still showing as having at least 6 months left. So don't know, a little bit iffy on what's going on with them. But again, we're seeing this coming in. But yeah, unfortunately, I think removals are just going to be something we're going to see more of. But hopefully now the big bulk of the removals have gone through and have been done. But let me know, are you going to miss any of these originals? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Moving on from there, let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today. We've got a brand new episode of The Kardashians Season 3. So this one's on Disney Plus around the world, Star Plus in Latin America, and on Hulu in the United States. Also today, at the same time, they have released a brand new series, Secret Chef. Again, Hulu in the US, Disney Plus everywhere else. So this one is like a reality series where they all get put in a house and they're having to cook food for each other. But rather than having sort of guest judges and all the rest of it, they're all like doing secret judges with each other. So I only watched a little bit of the first episode. I need to give it a proper go. I wasn't really in the mood this morning when I fired it up to give it a go. But it was a little bit annoying with the the commentary and stuff. So that's sometimes the thing with me with American shows, is they can be a little bit annoying, but nevertheless, that one's cool. And the Kardashians, I enjoyed this episode. Again, just more craziness from this family. Now, before we go into the question of the day, I'm also going to just quickly go through and do a little bit of a spoiler-free review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I went to the cinema last night and saw it. Really enjoyed it. It was a fun adventure, just a bit crazy, a little bit long-winded in places, I'll be honest. It probably could have done with a little bit of trimming. Full of action, full of big scenes. There's just one like big action scene after another, as they kind of go on a trail around the world trying to find all these bits and pieces for the Dial of Destiny, which is kind of like a time-traveling machine. So just keep that in mind. So it gets a little bit crazy in that third and final thing. If you enjoyed the previous 4 films, I'm sure you're going to like this one. It's going to be a little bit hit and miss. I think if you take Indiana Jones, the first 3 ones, maybe a little bit seriously, you might not like this one. If you hated the last Crystal Skull film, you're probably going to hate this one as well. I really enjoyed it. It literally ended, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's good. I really liked it. And it was exactly what I wanted. Phoebe Waller-Bridge in this one was fantastic. You know, her character is very charismatic. You don't really know if she's going to be like a villain, what she's going to do next. I think she works as a perfect foil to Harrison Ford. You know, he's very much in that like grumpy old man zone, which is probably not much of a stretch for him. But some of the special effects and stuff, especially when they try and like de-age him, it actually looks really good. You kind of forget after a while. Some of the stunts and stuff, you're looking at going, yeah, there's no way he could have done that. But I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a good, fun, easygoing film. Don't go in expecting a lot. It is a full-on summer blockbuster. Stupid things happen. It is, and I think you kind of, some ways, got to go back to the idea of what Indiana Jones is. It is supposed to be like a serial, like series that we saw way back in like the 40s and 50s, where it's just an adventure, like a comic book. It is not real, and you know, it's not, you know, when you actually think back of like what he's done at the end of each of those films, they're always a little bit crazy at the end. And yeah, that one worked really good. It's in some ways it's a shame that this series is coming to an end with this one. I'm sure Indiana Jones will come back at some point in the future, but maybe not with Harrison Ford, unless they do a lot of de-aging stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I can see why it's going to be a little bit hit and miss with people. But go in just expecting something, a big, fun, stupid blockbuster. I think that's the key thing to go in for. If that's what you're expecting, you should have a good time. But again, I really enjoyed it. It'll be coming to Disney Plus later this year. I'd guess probably about 3-4 months. So probably by the end of the year, we'll see it on there. And obviously in the meantime, you can watch the first 4 films on Disney Plus. And it was also quite weird seeing the Disney 100 logo at the beginning, and then we got the Paramount logo, and then we got Lucasfilm. So it's kind of interesting. It was kind of, when the movie started, there's a couple behind me, I said, it's a Disney film, and yeah, they didn't even realise. So that was I thought was quite interesting. But let me know, you're going to go see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny over the holiday weekend? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. In our comment of the day from Broken Bridge, he said, okay, I need to watch Secret Invasion. I forgot it was coming. And I do think there's quite a little bit of that with Secret Invasion, where I don't think a lot of people realised it was out or it was coming soon, because the advertising has been a much less bigger deal than we have seen before. Disney are cutting back on the amount of advertising they're doing for shows, because ultimately they don't really make a huge amount of money. Are they going to get many more subscribers from it? That's kind of the key thing. It's not like when they put money into a movie, you know, if that increases the amount of ticket sales. And even Disney, once they realise that a film is not going to hit a certain amount, they will stop funding it, because they don't want to keep throwing more money after it. I know a lot of people sometimes talk about, you know, the fact like with Elemental going, oh, they're not advertising, they're not doing anything for it. And it's like, well, yeah, because they realise that, you know, they're just spending money and it's not going to pull it in. So I did see a trailer for the film last night. In front of Indiana Jones. Can't wait to see it next week, because unfortunately it's out next week here in the UK. But yeah, so I do feel like with Secret Invasion, there's definitely a thing of some people weren't aware of it coming out. And I think that's kind of the issue sometimes. If you're maybe not going into Disney Plus, you're not going to see it. And also just a way that we don't see ads the same way anymore. You know, things are changing, and you know, if you're on like YouTube or something like that, you're not going to see it, because like I have YouTube Premium, so therefore I am not going to see adverts for different shows and films like I used to. I don't tend to watch a lot of linear television, so therefore that's not getting to me. You know, I might see a bus go by or something on a like a bus stop or something like that as I'm driving around. But trying to get advertising, you know, you might see it on websites, but I don't know about you, but I kind of become a little bit, I don't actually end up seeing them very, you kind of, I think if after 30 years of using the internet, you just kind of block them out visually. But yeah, so have you started Secret Invasion? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. Remember to go check us out over at whatsonatdisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.